A lot of things I would rather serve, but this country, it ain't one of them. This rant today is to talk about the new U.S. House bill talking about how men 18 through 25 are automatically registered for the Selective Service system. And because of the Selective Service being extended, people think this is a draft. And I'm not talking a sports draft, even though this would be the only time you would get drafted by an organization. But I do want to talk about this bill because it sounds very scary, but when you break it down for what it's actually saying, it's really not that bad. And if I'm going to be honest with you, with our generation and how we speak about things, if they instilled a draft, ain't nobody going. Hell, I've even checked my community tab on this topic, which if you want to be involved, go ahead and hit that community tab. I'm on there almost every other day. Also, if this is your first time seeing a video like mine, go ahead and subscribe, man. I do rants and video essays like these almost every other week, so if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that button for me, thanks. But looking at the reactions on this on social media shows me that people legitimately think this is a draft. What this actually is the Selective Service system, which did function as the draft, but in modern times with the military we have, it's not a draft no more. The only time this will be implemented if we have some Battlefield 4 level shit happen in the United States. Some Modern Warfare 2 2009 shit happen to the United States. And I'm just gonna be honest, that's not gonna really happen. I got my fingers crossed, but like that's like one thing I'm certain of. So I want to discuss the Selective Service system for everybody who may not be the most familiar with it. So I hate to break it to you, if you are a dude from the age of 18 to 25 currently, you're already signed up for this shit, buddy. If you are a male that went to college and got student loans, you're selected, brother. I'm talking all this shit, but so am I. But I got about 80 of these HDs, so they don't want me to do that. I'm gonna forget where I'm at. I'm about to miss the deployment at 7 o'clock. I'm out there at 07:30, bro. But I do remember seeing this topic kind of floating around like 2 months ago, where women were reacting to finding out that men were on the Selective Service system to begin with. And like women were genuinely shocked. They're like, why would you have to do that? Why would you just sign up for something that could potentially happen? And to be really honest with you, I'm still confused we do it because you know what our military does. There's the few, the proud, but there's also a fucking shit ton of them soldiers out there. And there's even more who would like to volunteer. We don't have to go if we don't want to. But let's bring in the hypothetical of if this was actually a real draft that was happening next year. Our society, at least Gen Z, not going. Nobody's going. People are literally going to choose jail time over fucking doing the draft. But can you really blame our generation? Like, really? Especially with the past 2020 from 2024. A lot of us are just disillusioned to this shit, man. I see people being homeless on the street. I see people drowning from credit card debt that they should have never been in. And I see people drowning from student loans, which is just credit card debt for academia. And they have no way out and they're looking for the government to help. And the government's like, Would you expect that person to want to double back and fight for the country? If they've already been so fucked over by the government, do you think they're gonna willingly suit up? And if you look in the past, people have also dodged the draft. Some very notable people who may or may not have been the president at one point. With all the information out there, like everybody can kind of find out what's really going on. And if people are already kind of figuring out what's going on, do you really think they're gonna go for the okie doke another time? But I do think it's very interesting that like people are legitimately saying, hey, fuck it, take me to prison. I'd rather do that than to serve this country. Because it goes to show you how the image of the US has just been distorted, man. And that's really just saying it lightly. Now, if you couldn't figure out how I felt during this video, you should probably know I'm also picking jail time. But thank goodness we never have to actually make that decision because we're not getting drafted. But I do think it's very interesting the timing of this bill and the news surrounding it because we're almost to that time. I'm talking about election time. And one of the biggest things that they use during election time is fear. If they can make you feel uncomfortable and uncertain about the future, two candidates, whoever the fuck they are, even though we both know who the fuck they are, that gives them more power and influence because when people are scared, they're gonna flock to the option that makes them feel comfortable. But I don't know, maybe that's just my yellow beanie conspiracy theory, who knows? But I want to bring up the reality of this situation, right? Besides the whole alarmist nature of it, there's something else too. I've been alluding to it because I've been basically giving examples of it, but the United States military don't need nobody to be drafted. The United States military and its military-industrial complex is one of the most lucrative things. Just watch War Dogs. War Dogs is not a military-industrial complex playbook, it was just parody really, but at least it gives you the images to what this could look like. Especially with the amount of people you know in the military, man. Since I've been a child, man, every public place I've been, I've seen at least one person in uniform. Which means that no matter where I'm at, there's at least one. And I go a lot of damn places. Do you think if you saw one of somebody in uniform, everywhere you went, there's not a bunch of them motherfuckers just sitting there? And with all the branches we got the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, the Space Force, all them people. And on top of that, we got the National Guard, we got the reserves. Do you think they really need us? I can tell you very comfortably, no, they don't. They don't need us. And I don't know where I saw this, so hopefully I'm not lying. But some U.S. general or sergeant or something said that the common U.S. citizen couldn't even be in the military, which I'm not offended. Thank you. I'm gonna just go ahead and make these videos. But yeah, if the military don't think the citizens should be in the military, why would they draft us? But I really think the bill was just some preseason election year malarkey. Like, don't really be scared by it. It sounds a lot worse than what it actually is. And because I'm concluding like that, this is where I can say this was not a call for war. Trust me, if anything right now, that's probably the last thing we want to be in. But I don't know. I'm not a political scientist. And looking at it with a psychological lens makes the preseason election year malarkey that much more interesting. But yeah, that's all I gotta say on this rant. Do not be afraid, you're not getting drafted and we're not going to war. But if you enjoyed this rant, man, leave a like on the video, put your boy in the algorithm so everybody can see your boy, BasedDom. Yes, sir, man. Leave a comment. What was your first reactions when you saw this bill? Because honestly, when I saw it, I tweaked. One of my homies sent it to me, my boy Drew, shout out to you, my boy. I promise you, I was on my lunch break like, there's no way I'm going. But tell me your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a dialogue. And subscribe, man. The channel is just doing so good right now. We are at, I think, 3.8K at the time we recorded. And just saying that number is insane. What? Thank y'all so much. I love the interactions we're having on the community tab. I love it on social media. All of it. I'm forever blessed for y'all, man. But I appreciate all my subscribers, both old and new, because you make my dreams of being a content creator realer and realer every day. And I love y'all, man. Yes, sir. If you want to follow my Instagram, that's in the description. If you want to join my public Discord, that is in the description as well. But yeah, man, it's been BasedDom, people. Deuce.